I have 6 romance manga recommendations for you and I cannot wait to share them. I am totally in love. I could gush about them for hours over 2 of these mangas. They hit the whimsical, cozy, autumnal vibe we're all looking for now that we're in October. Then I have a few unrequited love stories. They're pretty killer. One of them is painful to read, but the art style is absolutely beautiful. And then we have a few that the main focus isn't romance. I would call them action, fantasies, but they do have elements of romance that drive the plot. So I've included them in this video because I did a poll and it was whether this video should be fully romance focused or include all genres. So the final 2, like, I've cheekily added them in, but they do have elements of romance. So I'm hoping I'll keep everyone happy. And like all of my videos, I'll be breaking this down into each of the demographics the mangas are from. So we've got 3 shoujo, 1 josei, and 2 seinens. And let's get into it. I haven't been feeling my best lately, so if my excitement feels a bit dulled, it's just because I have a bit of less energy. So I apologize with that, but I will try and keep my vibes high as they usually are. We are gonna start with our shoujo mangas and we're gonna start with the best shoujo of this video and it's called You Might As Well Be the One. It is by Megumu Seto. It's a college life drama romance. It's ongoing, currently sitting at 4 volumes and our 2 main characters are Ichika and Cosy. Now, this is the one which has the painful unrequited love, but stunning artwork. And we have a really intense case of second male lead syndrome. A crazy one. Oh my God, you have to read it. You have to read it so you can talk to me about it. We follow Ichika. She is our female lead. She's a college student and she just wants to find a normal, happy, long-lasting romance. But she's been judged quite a lot in her life because she's tall. She has a really bold, like, style with her outfit and her personality is very random. But one day she's at a mixer and she meets Kosei and they get on so well. They realize that they have a lot in common, like they like horror movies, gaming, etc. And this girl falls head over freaking heels for him from the get-go. When she confesses to him, he's like, I'm sorry. I don't do relationships, I only do friends with benefits. And it is about these 2 characters. Do not read this manga if you want cookie cutter, perfect, unproblematic characters, because these characters have layers. They're complex. And from the outside, Kosei, he can look like a red flag. He can, a bit of an arse. In all honesty, I've really hated him throughout a lot of this manga. But he has meaning behind his actions. He is like, I don't want to ever get close to someone or go out with them because I don't want to end up hurting them. And he would rather keep it surface level than cause harm, but he is actually causing harm. And don't get me wrong, he is very honest with her and really straightforward with his feelings, but then he does lead her on sometimes. And then our girl, I love her so much, and people really don't like her online sometimes. They call her an airhead, she's annoying, she's ditzy, she's dumb, but I feel like she's just very vulnerable. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She loves this guy, she can't just switch it off. It is a bit annoying that she repeatedly confesses to him and is like, I'm not going to give up. That can come across as annoying, but I think her crush is extremely realistic. But like I said, the second male lead, you are going to be rooting for him. I have never seen such crazy discourse in a comment section of a manga site I read manga on. Like, the comments after each chapter are crazy. People are battling about what male lead is better. I will put some examples up on the screen because it's adding to the drama of the manga and I'm fucking loving it. Some people say that he doesn't have a chance, but where volume 4 left, I don't know. I don't know. I think there could be a possibility. Is he actually the main lead? This manga will have you thinking you know what's going to happen. It doesn't go that way. I had some really shocking moments, like my jaw dropped. I was like, what is going on? I'm referencing chapter 20. Like, I was not expecting that. But if you want an unrequited love story to the point that it's painful, it hurts watching our female lead get shot down and making a little bit of a fool of herself, please give this a go, please. Next, we've got Please Tell Me My Butler. Now, this is by Masaki Michi, and I think it is a shoujo, but I can't properly find out. It could be a Josei. This is Butler and Lady trope. And I've not read many mangas with that vibe. It really is the most basic story ever, but I'm eating it up. Our two main characters are Kikyo and Hanayagi. So Kikyo has a massive crush on her butler. She has done for many, many years. It was the only butler that treated her like a human, kind of clapped back at her if she was being like out of order, and they became friends and she pretty much really liked him from the get-go. But now she is either 16 or 18 and she's advancing on him. But he's like, no, there is a boundary. I'm your butler. We're from different social circles. We can't do this. You obviously know her feelings, whereas he's a bit harder to read and tell. He starts to show signs that he likes her because she starts trying to meet men and going to these balls and meeting these gentlemen, and then he gets a bit jealous. There is a moment where her dad catches the butler and his daughter holding hands. He freaks out and is like, oh my God, I need to marry you off. So you actually end up with someone rich. And so then there's like a speed dating situation with these men trying to be like, oh, I'm good enough for your daughter. So yeah, that is the vibe. There is really not much else I can say about this story. It's another manga that has good artwork and it's cute, it's fluffy, it's not that deep. It's got really good potential. Next we have Codename Sailor B, and I picked this up from my library like an idiot, thinking this was Sailor Moon. Because I've obviously seen all of the pictures and I just looked at the cover. I didn't actually even read the title and picked it up. Obviously came home, realized it's not Sailor Moon, and this is actually a prequel to Sailor Moon, which only has 2 volumes. It's completed. This is by Naoko Takaguchi, and it is one of the ones where the romance isn't the main plot. This is more action, fantasy, somewhat school life, and the reason why romance is part of it is because our main lead is obsessed with like guys and having a first love, so it is sprinkled throughout the plot. Our female lead is Minako Aino, and there's like another character who is a talking cat, and he is a main character called Artemis. And basically we follow our 13-year-old female lead. She's that typical student which she doesn't really care about grades. She is all about like romance, fairy tale. She's a big dreamer. She loves to game and she's a typical kid in my opinion. But then one day a talking cat pops up into her life and is like, you have the potential for greatness. You possess the magical ability to become much stronger, much more powerful, and you are destined to be the protector of Earth. And your name will be Sailor V, which means Sailor Venus, and she will be the goddess from Venus. It is honestly so freaking cute and funny. Like, I laughed a lot, and it's really not that deep. I feel like Sailor Moon might be a bit more serious, whereas this just felt like a fun comic read, in all honesty. Each chapter, she has a mission. The big baddie's called the Dark Agency, and it follows her journey, like becoming stronger, realizing her potential, but also finding romance and still going to school. It's cute, it's made me laugh, but the main thing that's a bit frustrating for me is it's got really small chapters, and at the beginning of the chapter it repeats everything. Like, it's like, this is Sailor Moon, she's destined to be the protector of Earth, and she's from like the planet Venus, and this is her cat Artemis who can talk, and blah blah blah. Like, it says that every chapter, and I'm like, I know, I'm in the same volume, you don't need to remind me every freaking minute. So that was a bit frustrating. Her outfits are also sometimes sexualized, and I'm like, this is a 13-year-old girl. We really don't need that. So that was a bit off-putting, but I can see past that because it is a decent story and I really enjoyed her character. I don't know though if I'm gonna read Sailor Moon. If you've read this, Sailor V, and you've also read Sailor Moon, please let me know, are the vibes really similar? Because I think 2 volumes was 100% enough for this story arc. And I don't know whether I could continue a huge series where the vibes are really similar to this. So yeah, please do let me know if Sailor Moon's a bit more serious. We are moving on to the one Josei in this video, and that is chosen by lottery, engaged to the cold-hearted Duke. I love it. This is one of my favorites. I can't tell if this is my favorite or my second favorite, but this is God tier. Cinnamon roll, female lead, falls in love with cold, grumpy male lead. This is engagement before they even meet. So they're, what is that word? Like arranged marriage. This is that. It's perfect. It's so freaking good. Who wrote this? So it's by Kikaze Kinozo at 6 volumes, still ongoing. And our main lead is Belle and our male lead is Alan. And I just can't take their names seriously because they're so westernized. Like Lord Alan just really makes me laugh. I don't know why. It really, really tickles something in my brain. But those are the loves of this manga, and my goodness, they are phenomenal. Now, we follow Belle, who is this noble woman. She's from a town which nobody knows. She gets invited to his engagement announcement, so she is buzzing. But when she gets there, she finds out that she is the freaking fiance. But why was she picked? That is the big question. But us, the audience, find out straight away that Lord Alan, the future Duke, does not give a damn who he marries. He doesn't care. He's really cold. He is not interested. It is just a business transaction. When he finds out his fiance has run away, he's not upset by it. He's like, whatever, I don't care. And every woman, like noble woman invited to this party, has a card and it's literally held out in front of him and he picks at random and he's like, this is who I will marry. And lo and behold, this is Belle. And some of you might be like, why would she agree to this? This is so random. But they gave her an offer she could not refuse. They were like, we're gonna invest in your town, in your county. We will help build a bridge. We will help with your crops. Blah, 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 blah. So she's like, I really can't refuse this. I'm just going to do it. And she is the nicest person in existence. I am obsessed with her. She is loving, caring, so freaking cute. And please don't scratch off this grumpy male lead. He has grown up with a horrible upbringing and he shuts off his emotions. But when this guy allows himself to feel and lets himself know it's okay to feel emotions, to let people in, it is a beautiful part of the story. Every single side character in this adds massive depth to the story. I freaking love them. They interact with the main characters so much that I feel like everyone is a main character. The intimacy really focuses on the importance of communication, the light gestures, and oh my goodness, the hand touches. They make me flutter. They make me so giddy and happy. I'm squealing, I'm kicking my feet. That is the vibe, just from hand touches. My heart is fluttering right now, even thinking about it. It focuses so much more on these small gestures compared to like physical intimacy. And I just love it. I honestly feel like I'm in my cute, fluffy royalty era now. I did not know I was missing this from my manga reads. So if you want to read a manga that is going to warm your freaking heart, read this. Read it now. Now moving on to our 2 seinen mangas, and we're going to start off with the best one in this category, and it is my favorite manga, I think, of all of these, and it is long-term employment possible? Re-employment life with an unsociable, untalkative magician. Oh my goodness, I did not know again that I needed an age gap romance between a young housemaid and an older, unsociable magician. I didn't know I needed this, and I did. And I'm not one that likes an age gap romance, but boy oh boy, when that older gentleman is not a freaking creep, I'm here for it. This is by Risa Nashikawa. but it is an adaptation. So it was originally a novel, and this is by someone called Yoku, and it is another slow burn romance. It's fantasy, it's whimsical, very, very slice of lifey. Oh, it's perfect. It gave me Free Ren vibes in the terms of slow, slice of lifey, finding the joy in the little things. However, I feel like Free Ren really focuses on the magical components, like you find out about the magical world, and there is some drama and action in that plot line. Whereas with this, the magic is never explained. It's very subplot. It's just kind of thrown in there for the fun. And really, it mainly follows our female lead, in all honesty, and how she's just rocking being this freaking housemaid. Anyway, I've skipped every single step. I haven't even told you it's ongoing. It's currently at 5 volumes, and our female lead is called Lucille, and our male lead is called, I forget his name all the time, it's Firiz, but everyone calls him Sensei. So in my head, he is just called Sensei. Now, Lucille has recently been fired from her previous employment because the madam of the house thought that she was having an affair with her husband, whereas that wasn't the case. The husband was just a creep, but Lucille just wants easy breezy life. So she's like, look, if you want to fire me, I'm not going to fight you, I'm leaving. So she does research. She finds this small town, literally at the furthest part of the country you could go, and she ends up finding employment with this unsociable, untalkative magician, and all of his previous housemaids have basically all quit or been fired within the week because he wants it simple. Don't ask me unnecessary questions. Please just go about your business and don't come up on the second floor. And this girl takes it in her stride. She is a badass. You might be like, well, she's just a housemaid, blah, 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 but she prides herself in being a housemaid. She shows how good she is at her job because magical people come into the mix, and she's like, try and do my job basically without magic, and they struggle. She has to tell them to, like, you take a break, you chill. You're gonna love her. I really freaking loved this. It was so good. It was giving me cozy comfort show vibes. So, like, you know those shows, the books, the mangas that you keep going back to when you want the cozy vibe in autumn. This is that for me. The comment section, again, did not disappoint with this because everyone is thirsting over our magician guy. And I'm gonna put some screenshots up. I was laughing my head off. I just love Lucille so freaking much. And this magical magician guy, I mean, we still don't know much about him, but when we finally get some internal monologue from him, even though it has many sweet and loving moments, it has some hilarious moments. There is a part of the manga where Lucille gets turned into a cat, and the manga panels of her as a cat, I was wetting myself. Now, moving on to our last manga of this video, and it is Basilisk. Another library read. This is by Masaki Segawa, but again, it's another adaptation. It is from the Koja Ninja Scroll series, which was a novel written by Futaro Yamada. This is not a romance read. However, romance drives this whole plot, and I can get into the details about that in a second. This is martial arts, action, assassins, ninja, but it's mature content. Only 18 plus people read this because it's gory, it has SA, so that is your warning. It is completed at 5 volumes. I feel like this series definitely has many main characters, but the 2 main people that drive the romance element of this plot are Uboro. She is from the Iga clan, and then we have Genosuke, who is from the Koga clan. These 2 clans have been enemies for many, many years, but a truce is in place that forbids them from killing each other. And these 2 are the grandchildren of the clan leaders, and they have fallen in love and they're set to marry. There is a shogun, and he basically is really struggling to pick a successor because his sons argue all the time. So he decides to pit these 2 clans together and they both represent one of his sons. So the top 10 ninjas from each clan has to fight to the death, and then the clan that survives picks the next shogun, but it also allows that clan to rule for the next 2,000 years. So literally the truce and the treaty is torn up, and these two clans that were about to find peace are now fighting to the death. And that is the story. It jumps right into the plot. This is action from the get-go. There is no fluff. I found it quite gripping. I enjoyed the art style, and I loved finding out about each of the ninja powers. So there's basically 20 ninjas. 10 ninja from Iga clan and 10 ninja from Koga clan. And we don't find out each of the ninja abilities until they fight. And some of these people don't fight until like volume 5. So slowly throughout the story, we're finding a bit more about each of the ninjas. I definitely found myself rooting for one clan over the other. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want to spoil anything, but some things really, really frustrated me. It was so annoying, and it was the repeated mistakes of one of the clans. I was like, what are you doing? And I'm going to give an example, but one of these assassins' abilities is to copy faces. So like, he will grab the enemy, put their face in the sand, and then he can wear their face. So he can then infiltrate the other clan in the disguise of someone else, and he can mimic their voices. And it's like, the moment the other clan found that out, they should have had code names with all of their members, so then they could always be like, oh, I don't know if that's really you, what's the code name? So then they can always suss out whether it's the real character or not. And they never do this, ever. And it always messes them up. I'm like, you are smart assassins. Come on. Like, if I can think of it, you can. Oh, so frustrating. And I was not a fan of the ending. It left me feeling so annoyed. So yeah. If you want to feel those emotions, give this a go. It also has an anime, and I'm definitely going to watch that. So if you have watched the anime or read the manga, let me know if there's any big differences and what to look out for. And that concludes all of the 6 mangas in this recommendation video. As always, if you've read any of these, please do comment below. I love chatting about these stories. Let me know if you plan to read any of them. And like I said, I'm looking for royalty romance recommendations. I am currently reading Peach Girl. I feel like I clickbaited you guys with the poll because I used Peach Girl as the thumbnail for the romance genre pick. And I haven't included it in this video because I've only read 1 volume and it's my current read. So I promise you that will be in the next romance manga video. I am going to leave you guys here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.